Hey y'all, welcome back to the Dorked Up podcast. It's got to be a little different today. My brother Luke is not here, but it's convenient because he has not seen 10 movies this year, but I have, and that's why we're going to be doing my top 10 movies of the year list. So, Dorked Up podcast with just iCrob today. By the way, go check out iCrob Games and iCrob for gaming and lifting. But on to the list. At number 10, I have. Let me preface this by starting off saying this was a great year for movies, and I still have to see, at bare minimum, I still have to see 3 movies this year that I all expect to be in my top 10. So I would be expecting this list to change pretty soon, but as of right now, in the number 10 spot, we have K-pop Demon Hunters. Now, when I first saw K-pop Demon Hunters, I thought, wow, this is great. This is amazing. The songs are great. And I still think that, but at that time, I had it in my top 3. So you may be thinking, why is it in your top 10 now? Weirdly enough, I thought the movie was good, but every time I saw a new movie this year, it just went down the next spot, just because there have just been so many good movies this year that it just hasn't held up as much. I also think that it's not very rewatchable. Like, I watched it the first time and I rewatched it the second time, and I don't think I enjoyed it nearly as much as I did the first time. Like, it just doesn't have much rewatchability to me, which is important to me, I think. But other than that, I think it was a solid movie, good plot. I cared about the characters, and the music was just, obviously that's mainly what you're there for, and it was just, it delivered. The music is amazing in this movie. So that's going to be moving on to our 9th spot then, where I have Jurassic World Rebirth. This movie is just a lot of fun. This is definitely a movie. I didn't go to the movie theaters to see this movie, but I did watch it, and that's a movie you go to the theaters to see just because it's a real blast. It's one of the best looking this year. It's just a lot of fun. The dinosaurs all look amazing. I thought the slightly more horror-focused aspect was pretty cool. I liked the big hybrid one that showed up at the end. That was I just thought it was really cool. Overall, the acting is so-so. I'm going to be honest, my hot take is I don't think Scarlett Johansson's acting is all that good, to be honest. But other than that, I do think the movie was solid. It's in my top 10, but it could have been better for sure. But it's a Jurassic World movie. It follows the plot, but it's a little better than the other ones. Probably my second or first favorite compared to Jurassic World. But yeah, I thought it was good. In my 8th spot, we have. We have Magazine Dreams. I did not hear about this movie till the day before I watched it. I didn't know what to expect with this movie, and it definitely threw me for a curve. It's a little odd, but it's a bodybuilding movie. Jonathan Majors stars in it. That's the best part of the movie is Jonathan Majors. He is amazing as this role. He's a bodybuilder who wants to aspire to be a pro. He lives a very destructive lifestyle. He has very hard mental problems that he goes through. So overall, it's just kind of his journey through that and how he deals with people and always wanting to impress people. Overall, I thought it was an amazing movie. Just, it threw me for some curves I didn't see coming, and, it surprised me. Some ways great, some ways not so good. But overall, it was a really good movie. That's why I have it above some of these things. I just thought it was really good overall, and I think it deserves that number 8 spot. Next, what I saw yesterday, I'm repping the merch, Predator Badlands. Predator Badlands was so good. I had Rebirth as my best looking movie, or Superman. It's Badlands, without a doubt. Badlands just looked amazing. All the monsters, himself, the AI, all of it looked great. The only I was pleasantly surprised by this movie because it doesn't follow the Predator formula of they go to Earth, they're the antagonists. They're hunting down the people, and then eventually it's the 1v1 between the main protagonists and the Predator. Wow, that was bad stutter. Holy crap. But it followed a new kind of philosophy this time where it was, spoiler warning for all these movies. I'm sorry I didn't let you know beforehand. I didn't really spoil anything else, though, before this, but this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. He goes down and he meets the AI. He's on this planet trying to survive. Like, the action scenes are so amazing with these monsters. All the monsters look amazing. His father, I thought the part with his father was so compelling. I thought the part where they fought in the beginning and the end was just great, how the brother died. Like, oh my, it's just, I just loved it. It was a really good movie. I really liked what I had to see. Overall, I just think it deserves that seventh spot. I think I fell asleep for like 2 or 3 minutes in it. And I missed like a random part. And like, I always have a hard time staying awake in movie theaters. But overall, this movie was it was worth seeing for sure. It was great. It was one of the better, it's probably like a top 3 or 4 Predator movie in my opinion. And that's going to lead us to number 6, which I was pleasantly surprised by. I did not expect it to be this good. It was fighting for the top 5 spot. It could have been top 5, and it was for a while, but it was ultimately beat out. Number 6, we have Sinners. Sinners, I did not expect to like that much, just based off what I saw. And then I watched it, and wow, was I thrown for a loop. The music in this movie is so good. The story's really good. Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld's acting is just amazing. Actually, all the actors' acting is amazing. The story is really solid. I like the themes in it. I love the ending where they come back to him when he's older. That's a great part. Like, the movie is just like, it's not something I expected, though. Like, I really did not see that coming. It's not, how do I say this? Like, it's just not my style. It's not my kind of movie. But it still managed to impress me so much that it almost cracked top 5. It was just so good. If I hadn't watched the next movie, I really think this would have been top 5 material. It was a very high quality movie. It looked amazing. The songs were so catchy and like soulful. It was a really great performance. I really enjoyed the protagonist and the antagonist. They were both great. I like the theme of the vampires mixed with the music. It's all very good. And that leads us to number 5, which I was shocked by how good this was too. The Long Walk. The Long Walk is a pretty simple premise and it's a pretty simple plot, but it just makes you feel more. It probably makes me feel more than any of these other movies. It made me feel so deeply for these characters that I only get to spend a little bit of time with. You feel bad for all the characters that are suffering through this and how they make their friendships, but their friendships do not last very long because of the nature of the long walk, that they come in knowing this. At first, I was under the guise that they don't know that they're going in this and they die if they go under it. But then I learned that they did, and I was like, man, they're still making friends, even though eventually they're going to have to watch their friend die or they're going to die. And just the themes in this movie and how great the characters are and how emotional it was amazing. I was shocked by the ending. I really wish we could have seen what happened to the friend after, and not just him walking away. That was a little unexpected. I wish they would have, dove into it a little more. My friend made a good suggestion because, he never had a family, that maybe he would have gone to the friend's mom, but he ended up not doing that. I really wish he would have, though. I think that would have been a great ending for it. But overall, it was a great movie. Top 5 material. I really enjoyed The Long Walk. Okay, now we're moving on to the 4th spot, which conveniently enough is The Fantastic Four. I had high expectations for this movie, and it delivered. The only thing I wish I would have maybe seen a little bit more of is a little bit more action. But to be honest, even though I wanted more action, I was fine with the fact that there wasn't much, just because of how thought out the story was and how good it was written, with the family and them going to see Galactus and then offering them wanting the child and them declining. I think even though people were skeptical about the casting, every single one of them fit the role great. Everybody said they've been a little annoyed of Pedro Pascal, but I think he was a great Mr. Fantastic. I think Joseph Quinn was a great Johnny Storm. Is it Vanessa Kirby? Something like that. She was great, and then the Thing was obviously amazing. There wasn't many battling scenes, but overall, I think it was a really good movie. I felt like I was just watching a family at work. I really enjoyed what they did with it. I felt like I was honestly in the room with them when they were in the scene together, just because they really did feel very tight-knit and close. And everybody played their character, like, pretty to a T. Like, Johnny Storm acted how he usually did, maybe a little bit different. Pedro Pascal did Mr. Fantastic about as good as you can, overthinking every possible outcome, trying to fix everything and test everything, while Vanessa Kirby, Invisible Woman, is like calming him down and kind of bringing him back into reality more. I just thought it was very well in my top 4 material. Now, number 3 could have easily been, actually, any of the top 3 could have easily been number 1. This movie probably shocked me the most out of any movie on this list, because, well, let me tell you what the movie is first, obviously. Superman. Superman is my top 3rd movie. Superman threw me for such a huge loop and made me really enjoy the character of Superman. Before watching this movie, I do not like the character of Superman. I thought he was boring. My version of Superman was the Man of Steel version and some of the comic versions, and I just did not enjoy him. But this movie, the way James Gunn made this movie, made me really feel for him and how he knows he can't save everybody and that he's just as human as other people are, and he's really trying to help and fit in with the people and do the best that he can. And like, this movie was just so beautifully shot. The story was great. I felt for Superman's character. I felt for every single character in this movie. Just off of personal liking, my favorite character was Green Lantern's Guy Gardner's Green Lantern. I thought he was really funny. I thought he was some cool action scenes. Like, I just thought it was really good overall. I really enjoyed it. All the characters in the movie like fit very well. And Lex Luthor as the villain, my goodness, dude. The 1A! Like, that is one of the best scenes in like DC media. Like, that scene alone was just amazing, and how much you can tell he just hates Superman and how much hatred he feels for him is like unmatched. The only person you get from that is like Reverse Flash. That's the only one with a little more hatred. Like, it was insane how much hatred he had for Superman. Yet Superman still in the end tried to convince Lex, hey, I'm just as human as anybody else. That speech meant a lot to me. And like, I don't know if anybody else has seen like the clip of David Cornsweet talking to James Gunn about like feeling like Superman. Like, it was just beautiful. As somebody who doesn't like the DC as much as the Marvel and doesn't like Superman very much as a character, like, this movie really made me enjoy his character. And, I'm hoping to see more. I adored this movie. It was top 1 for a very long time until I watched the 2 next movies. And, it was just great. I just love it. Moving on to our number 2 spot, repping once again, I have Predator Killer of Killers. Predator Killer of Killers was really interesting. I did not expect it to be that well written. I thought the animation was great. I didn't know what to expect from an anthology film with 3 separate stories kind of connecting into one. But like, the Viking story with the girl with the shields, and how beautiful that fight scene was, dude, where she made him use his glove against him. That was awesome. How she watched her son die after she was trying to get him to live up to their family. That was just great. Nothing can match. I think that samurai story might be the best Predator story alone. Because obviously I love samurai. I love that theme. And the samurai Yautja too was so cool with the chain whipping people's heads off and stuff. That was amazing. It was so cool. And the way he was hunting them down in this revenge story, you're not typical revenge story, but like a Japanese revenge story between these 2 brothers. And then they helped to defeat the Yautja together. Oh my goodness. That was just beautiful. That was amazing. That was one of my favorite stories. I don't think it lost me in the World War part of it, but I did think it wasn't as strong as the other 2. I still thought it was really good though, and I felt for the main character a lot in that story. And then just in the end where they all meet up and they're all on the Yautja ship it was pretty good. Probably my least favorite part of the movie. And then they escaped. I really enjoyed this movie. This is one of the most enjoyable movies of the year. I would definitely sit down and watch this again. And some of the things that were revealed in the end too were really cool. I just think this is probably my favorite Predator movie and probably my pick for best Predator movie too. And then the coveted number one spot on the list, I have probably a curveball for some people. I have the Demon Slayer movie. Demon Slayer is one of my favorite animes. My thing is, I really hate when people say that Demon Slayer is a no plot story with just good animation carried by fights and animation. When it's just, people can't like tell the difference between a simple story and simple plot to no plot and just fights. Now, are the animation and fights amazing, and do they help a lot with the show? Certainly. But that doesn't mean it has no plot. It's a basic story, good characters, good villains, and good side characters. Like, that's all I asked for, and that's all I got. And I'm more than happy to love a show like that. Now, this movie was amazing. This is almost 3 hours long, with 3 of the best fights I've ever seen animated. Although my 3 favorite characters, like, were barely in this, I still loved it so much. Giyu and Tanjiro versus Akaza was a beautiful fight. The themes between Akaza and Tanjiro and Akaza's backstory, that backstory hit me like a truck. That was probably besides the long walk, that was my biggest feeling thing this year with movies. Like, that was amazing. I really felt like this is just great. This is probably the best writing in Demon Slayer is Akaza. And then the Shinobu and Doma fight was great. My spoiler warning here. Skip ahead a few seconds if you don't want to hear this. My friend, when Doma killed Shinobu, was shocked. He had no idea that it was coming. I had seen some spoilers, so I knew. It was so funny watching his reaction to that. And then Zenitsu versus, what's his name? Kaigaku. Wow, that was beautifully animated. And watching Zenitsu come from one of my least favorite characters in the show to one of my favorites was beautiful to watch. From his annoying self to being funny occasionally to the serious and funny side, like, wow, it was just so good. I really enjoyed this movie. I really don't know if anything could top it this year, even though the other 2 are just as good to me. I still have 3 very important movies I need to see this year that will probably shake up the ranking quite a lot. We have The Black Phone 2, which I expect to be really good. The Black Phone 1 was amazing, and I've heard great things. I still have to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which obviously isn't even out yet, but I do need to see it because I think that will be amazing as well. And something I definitely think will be amazing and probably in the top 5 will be the Chainsaw Man Reze Arc movie, which looks animated beautifully. The story I know is going to be great because it's Chainsaw Man, and it looks like it's going to have everything that I could want. I definitely think probably Jurassic and K-Pop Demon Hunters will probably get cut, maybe even Magazine Dreams. With these next 3 movies, I'm just so excited. I really do hope it's going to be good. This is less of a podcast episode, more of just my top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please let me know what your top 10 movies are, what you think of my opinions. You know, if you disagree with me, please let me know, even though my takes are never wrong. Yeah, and just let me know what y'all thought of this video. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and keep watching movies. See ya.